The market finally finds some buyers. Can they continue, or is it a dead cat bounce? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so before I jump into anything, I do have to tell you the way these videos are going to be done is changing drastically. We are going to give you guys a lot more content, and we're also going to protect our paid subscribers. So how are we going to do that? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, so we are changing the way these videos are done. The previous videos are 10 to 18 minutes long, and there's a lot of advertising in them, and only about 5 or 6 minutes of actual content with the updates giving you guys the key levels. I want to give you guys more content and give away less real-time content because my subscribers pay for that, and that's what they want. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you our entire live daily call that we do every day. It's about a 30-minute to 1-hour call, just depending on how busy the day is. And during that call, we go through the ES, the NASDAQ, we go through the Mag 7, the RTY, gold, Bitcoin, anything you want to see and ask about, we go through that as well. We break down every chart that's asked on that call. You guys are going to get that call and all of that. There's also training that happens in there. There's also learning situations, trades, different things that setups, different things that we go through that will be really beneficial to you so that you can see the value of my paid service. Now, it's unfair to my paid subscribers to give that data away daily without delaying it, so we will be delaying the content by a few days. For instance, today you will get last Wednesday's video, and then tomorrow you'll get last Thursday's, and so on. So you will see the value of my room and the paid service. You will see a whole bunch of different content and charts and learning. You'll get a whole bunch more information just on a time-delayed basis to be fair to my paid subscribers. I hope this is something that is good for you to understand more about the charts and learning and trading, and that's how we're going to do it. Now, as always, before we jump into the paid call, we are going to take a look at the results of the indicator. It was a trend day on Monday, so that means they started down, they gapped down, but then the trend was up the entire day, and those just aren't great day trading days for anybody, regardless of what you use. So we're going to look at the weekly chart and our swing trading system because that is just as powerful, and I want to show you that as well. So let's jump into that chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the weekly SPY chart, and this is what we use for swing trading. Now, if you're new here, what we've done is we've built a custom trading indicator that takes price action, takes 150 different signals that are all forward-looking. It understands key support and resistance, and it trades off of it, and it gives you incredible entries near tops and bottoms of the market so that you can make incredible trades. It's day trading and swing trading. In this instance, we're going to look at swing trading. And it's on the SPY right now. We've done it on NVIDIA, AMD, Netflix, you name it, we've done it. Go check out old videos that I've done. They have updates on the indicator every single day. You'll see how it's crushing the market. But here on the SPY weekly, all the way back here at Christmas, the week of December 23rd, we were at 595 and it told you to sell. Now the market chopped for a few weeks and then it dropped all the way down to 545 here, 546, about an 8% drop. We had people take money out of their 401k here and put it into a money market account and then buy back down here so that they got a much cheaper price. So they sold high, got more shares down here, and then when everybody else is getting back to even, not only did they dodge this 8% drop, but they're getting back to even with more shares, or they're getting back up there with more shares. So when everybody else is getting back to even, they're up 8, 9, 10% on their money, where everybody else is just now feeling like, oh my God, I'm whole again. So this is an incredible indicator. It's helping hundreds of traders absolutely kill the market. You can see on the screen, people think it's a cheat code. We're having so much fun using it. It's absolutely crushing. If you want to be part of this incredible thing, first let me tell you that I'm live streaming it today. So at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I'll be live streaming on YouTube, the indicator and the trades. I will also go through some counts. So anytime I'm live streaming, you can get a live update of the counts as well so that you can come in and see the charts. Live streaming it tomorrow, but also, okay, and I'll have great discount codes for it on there as well. But if you want to get it right now, if you don't want to wait, I have a discount for you today. There's a link down in the description. Click that link. Takes you right over to the membership plans area. Go down to where it says Trading View Indicators right here. It's $59 a month or $590 for the year, and they both come with a 30-day money-back guarantee because I know you're going to love it. I know it's awesome. I don't need to like try to sell it and have you just, once you buy it, you're screwed. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to make sure you're happy and you're a successful trader. And so I give you that 30-day money back guarantee so you can just get it and put it on your chart and then trade with it or paper trade with it. You don't even have to spend a penny. And if you don't like it or it's not what you thought, you can get your money back 30 days in. No questions asked. That's how much I believe it, and that's how much I know you're going to love it, guys. Check it out. We also have a whole bunch of other stuff I'll talk about later, but for now, let's get into the meat and potatoes and our daily call from last Wednesday. Sorry for the delay today. I had something come up that took up the 10 o'clock hour, and I wasn't going to be able to do the call, so I wanted to move it so we could still do it. And that's where we are. So market moving down. This is a pretty clear corrective structure so far. And you may be looking at today and saying, how is that corrective? Well, because you have A, B, C. This is all overlap in here. This structure off of the high comes back up, makes another low, comes back up, makes another low, overlaps. There's no, so this is what I would call A and B, and then C is an ending diagonal, which is why you get the retrace all the way back up. So this is ABC of A. You get the retrace all the way back up here to the basically the start. They did not take out the high, and then you get C down. So we are in a C wave down right now, and that speaks to what we've been talking about. If we go over to the ES now, with this being A, B, C of A, and then we'd be looking for a B and a C down. I'm sorry, a B down and a C back up, excuse me. And this would be our B leg down. It is still, I guess, somewhat possible that this is wave 4 of C, although unlikely. Oops. They have moved through the 50% retrace, so very unlikely that this would be wave 4 of C up, but we would count this as B down, and we'd be looking at anywhere in this 5650 region, and then back up from there. Even where they're at now, they've back tested the breakout. This would not be a terrible place for them to hold and try to get strong, the bulls. But if they do break down to close this gap, that wouldn't be shocking at all. It's right at the trend line. So I would not be shocked to see them tomorrow kind of come down, close this gap, bounce the trend line and do that. But overall, I am not looking at this as going to be a break down through this low. I would look for this to hold in general. Can this still be 4 and 5 where this is this bracketed 4 right here? The answer is potentially. So where this would be 3 of 3, 4 of 3, 5 of 3, 4, 5. The answer is potentially. I'd still look for them to push a little higher, but I just don't think that that's a very likely count given the depth of this wave 5 already. It doesn't fit the overall structure that we have. So I would still be looking at this as very much more an A, B, C type move than I would anything else. Any questions on the ES? Is this down only A down, B up, and C down? No. Well, I can't say no. That's an unfair statement. That is unfair. This could be technically A, and then you get a B and a C like this, and then back up. Technically, that is possible, but I don't think that's necessarily where we're at, given the depth of this pullback for A. I guess it is. It is possible. I'll say that it's possible. If they bounce from exactly where we are now, they could come back up, test 5,800 again, and then come back down. It'll really just depend on kind of this structure. We should be looking at this being a C up. So for the up, we would want to see a pretty strong move back to this high, failure, and then continuation. But it really will just kind of depend on the structure we get to the backside. If this is a corrective move up into this area, then yeah, we could see a little more downside from there. But closing this gap would not be shocking at all. That would be The trend, like I said, the trend line, pretty good retrace target, and gap close as well. Do you think we can still going on a 5 down? Yeah, that's what I said. It's possible it could be off of this bracketed 4, 5 down. I think that's less likely. No, I mean today is the A down, B up, and C down. Yes, that's exactly what I just said. This can be A, B, and C. Any other questions on ES? NASDAQ, same basic premise. Off of the low from over here, we have A, B, and C, and they are pulling back here into this breakout area. So seeing them try to find a bottom here would not be shocking. Can they go B and C? Yes, and close the gap. They also came down to the top of the gap close on NASDAQ and so far have held. So if they can hold that gap close, that would be pretty bullish, especially if they start to climb back up over some of this resistance. They didn't quite get to the top of the gap, but they got pretty darn close. So I could definitely see a 4-5 here at the bottom. So 4 back up maybe into the 30-minute 200 or whatever resistance, it doesn't matter. And then back down to close this gap before higher. That would not be shocking at all. It's about the 382 now, and will it be the end of B wave? I mean, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. Are you asking if this can be the end of the B wave? The answer is yes, on both charts. Any other questions on ES or NQ? Overall target for NASDAQ on the way up. Depends on how deep the pullback is, honestly, but if they come a little deeper to close the gap or somewhere in that range, we'd be looking at somewhere in the 21,000 area, just depending on how deep the pullback ends up being. RTY is about on the same plight as ES. NASDAQ's a little more down. Seeing it in SMH and NVIDIA, as well as the other parts of the Mag 7. Overall breadth isn't that bad. The Mag 7 is what's weighing the market down right this minute. You have, 2%, 2%, 5%, 2%, 2%, 4%. So you have a lot of the heavier hitter stocks down, between 2 and 5 and 6%. So that's going to weigh on the market. But if you look at all those, they're all down 2+% for the most part. Some of them 6%. The biggest stock in the world's down 6%. One of the other biggest stocks in the world's only down about 1%, but still that's evens out. Microsoft's down well over 1%, and they're still holding up okay. Gold basically flat, silver basically flat. Bitcoin pulling back a little bit off of the bid that it got the other day. Again, Bitcoin back through 89 first, and then 100 after that will be big levels for the bulls. So they came right back up to our trend line. They've been chopping under it since, and our trend line, our resistance line. Then they chopped under it since. Looks like they're building out a flag here to try to retake it. Then they'll come up here and challenge this 94 to 99 area, get through that, and they should be off and running on Bitcoin. The the indicators normally is spot on or decent, but today they were 5+ buys that didn't work out despite it not being a trend day. I'm not sure what you consider a trend day, but this is a trend day. This is straight down in a trend. There's absolutely a trend day. And then on top of that, these buys down here, I told you after this one we would sit on hands. And this one was after 10 o'clock anyway. This one was after 10 o'clock. This one's after 10 o'clock. And two of these were winners. So I'm not sure exactly what you're trading, but if you followed our trades today, we had a losing day for sure, but certainly not, what you're speaking to. You see Mag 7 still in good support, good condition at support. Yeah, I mean, all of them have bounced heavily and now they're pulling back off of that bounce. I don't think that it's overly concerning. I think the more important thing to look at is if you look at something like, let's zoom out, we're on the indicator, let's go back to the SPY. If you're on something like NVIDIA, go a little further out. They bounced hard off of 104. Now they're just back testing right now. So they're still well over support. If we come in here, this is a pretty good ABC down right here. They're coming into this gap area. So a decent place for them to find support right here. No, I mean from the morning from yesterday, it's a reversed trend. So I was surprised to see there wasn't a sell signal. There was a sell signal. Guys, you really need to watch the videos and follow along when I go through this stuff. Your sell signal is right here. If they do not finish a sell signal, I'm sorry, if they do not finish a buy cycle, you will never get another sell. And they had a buy here that stopped. They had a buy here that stopped. They had a buy here that stopped. So they never got through a sell cycle, or excuse me, a buy cycle. I talk about this in almost every trend day. When you have a trend day and the market sells before the market opens, you're just not going to get that move. This is straight down from the open. And just like yesterday was straight up from the open, or whatever day that was, Monday, those aren't trading days. They suck. Trend days suck. The videos that tell you that you're going to get some sells and buys in the pre-market that establish the market trend. And until those trends are changed, there's not going to be a sell signal. There was no reason for it to issue a new sell signal when it never got out of a sell cycle. ARS. Whoa. Let's try that again. ARS. You said it is Aerostar Bacau. So this does have a pretty solid 1, 2, 3 of 3, 4 of 3, 5 of 3, possibly 4 and 5. But I like it better as 4, 3, 5 of 3, and then a 4 that breaks through here, and then 5, and then this is starting to look like an A, B, C, and then potentially a B wave or the next move higher. It's not a very deep pullback here, but so essentially this low is going to be the deal on this stock. So whatever, $8. As long as they can hold this low, technically they could be in a 1-2. I would not love that idea, given this pullback is pretty shallow. They could be in an ending diagonal here for 5. So it looks more like that's probably the case. So you have A, B, C for 1, you have 2, you have A, B, C for 3, A, B, C for 4 back into wave 1 territory, and now you'd be on A, B, C for 5. So I could see that playing out more likely, but they need to hold this low right here at $8. As long as they can hold that low, this could see higher into the maybe $12 range, but below that low, and they can start to lose it down to 650, 640 or so. Can you check Tesla? It seems ABC look to me from bottom. Do you think it's a 1, 2, 3 wave? I don't think it's a 1, 2, 3 wave because Tesla's in a diagonal that we've talked about for a long time. So I would be looking for Tesla to be in 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'd look for an ABC for 5. That's what as long as Tesla is above basically this low 166, 160, whatever it is, as long as Tesla is above that, they have potential for higher here. They break that, then Tesla starts to look pretty ugly, and maybe that the all-time high is in for a while. But I would not expect a 5-wave move here. I would expect an ABC, and it would be, an ABC, like A, B, C for A, then B, then C for A, then B, then C overall. Can you check Oracle and IBOV? I believe we talked about Oracle hitting the 2.0 and potentially topping here. They've broken down pretty well. We can take that set of fibs off. Right now, they've come down to just about that 1.0 area and bounced. They also closed this gap. So this ABC is hitting its 1.0 extension, which is common. So I would not be shocked to see a little bit of a bounce here. And then that bounce will determine whether we're in another move up here for a 5th wave, or if this was the 5th wave. If this starts to look corrective to the upside, then I would say you're likely looking at a bounce and then continuation to the downside. And if it starts to look impulsive to the upside, then you're probably looking at 220 or so next. Breaking back below this low, though, would be problematic for the bulls. And it's not the greatest structure I've ever seen for, if I can move this over. It's not unreasonable to look at this as, let me move out a little bit because I have some fibs on here. I need to see where they're at. Okay, so this looks like it's taking shape as a diagonal. We had our back here off the lows. You have, and this is pretty common in the first major move of a stock. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then A and B working on C here, which would target 151,488 to 162,578. Assuming that plays out, that would be the next area I'd be looking for. And then from there, we'll see what happens. But if it is a diagonal, you're likely to see a very sharp downturn. Very sharp. So this is a area that I'd be very cautious in if and when it gets up to 151. If they break below, um, I would say technically they have all the way down to 29,000. I would not look at it that way. I would say if they break this set of lows at basically 119, they're very likely to come into 96. And if they break 96, I would be very worried. One thing a lot of people should consider is that there's an 80-20 rule in life. That when you create rules or you create ideas, strategies, um, whatever method of analysis you're going to do on any given thing, the 80-20 rule comes into effect, and that means, does it work 80% of the time or better? And if the answer is yes, that doesn't mean you can't improve, obviously, but it means that it's doing its job. It is effectively handling the problems. Are there outliers? Are there times that it's not going to work up to 20% of the time? Yeah, that's nothing is perfect. And while we want to improve the indicator and make it better, and of course do as much as we can, there just are going to be days that it's not going to work. It doesn't matter what adjustments you make. Trend days are not trading days. They aren't. And sometimes you eat the pain of a 3 loss on it, and sometimes you get a couple small wins, and sometimes you realize it early and you don't trade. But in any case, the other 9 days of the 10 or 8 days of the 10, it worked just fine. So you're just going to have to understand that losing days are going to be part of your day, of your trading. Um, Trends are going to be really hard to trade. You're going to miss moves. Things happen. That's part of trading. You just go on to the next day, to the next trade, and move on. If over the course of time it is working and making money and doing it at a high rate, which it is, then that's where it is. Now, am I going to continue to work on things in the background to make it better? Of course. But that doesn't mean that just because you have certain days where the indicator is not going to be great, that we need to change around the whole indicator and how it reports and how it does stuff. That's silly. So keep in mind that nothing is going to work 100% of the time, and the bad days are the bad days, and the good days are the good days, and you want the good days to outnumber the bad by a bunch, which they do. And that's about it for trading. That's the only concept you have to understand. If you get through that, your mindset changes 100%. You can just move on. Like today, my account's red. Oh well, see you tomorrow. You know. So just keep those things in mind. DLTR. So this is ugly. This looks like a major top is in, which is the theme of the market these days because that's what we're looking for. They've retraced to the 618, the 764. Below that would be really ugly. But they are essentially, I guess we can go all the way back to the lows, but in a potential. So this is corrective looking for one. So can this be a big wave two? Yes. Can they do this first and then start up? Yes. But before I wanted to do anything here, so far it looks pretty ugly. It looks like a bunch of chop in here and then a deeper pullback. So just from a bird's eye view, this looks corrective. So I would be looking at this as more as a potential B wave back up into this maybe 137 area, maybe 111 area. Those are both going to be really difficult areas to get through. But if they get back through 137, you can start to get bullish again as long as they have a good structure. But those two areas, 111 and 137, I could see a bounce, but not necessarily immediately because this can be a wave 4 here and then 5 and then up. So just I would be cautious this stock right now. Today, yes, to VWAP 57.95 reasonable. Where are we at right now? 30 points in an hour and a half. Yeah, I mean, that's possible. They could definitely climb that ladder. They got to get going, but you want to see some momentum. Yes, Juan, I'm still 50-50. You will know when I change my opinion. And it won't be until we see a pullback that matters. We need to get some momentum from the buyers. That's the thing on trend days that you see lacking. When you see trend days down, the buyers can't ever get off the mat. And when you see trend days up, the sellers can't ever get out of the sky. And that's what we've seen today. So let's get back into a smaller time frame so we can see what we're doing. Actually, I can look at this on the SPY, it'd be better, but that's okay. So this isn't terrible. You're starting to see a little bit of follow through off of 57.50, which is a good level. As far as VWAP goes, where's it at? Yeah, you said 57.95. They got to get back through 57.82 here to do anything. 57.82 is going to be a major sticking point. And then if they do that, then yes, VWAP would be next. Right now, it would not be unreasonable to look at this as a potential 4-5 here. So if we look at this 1-2, they'd be retracing 3, which takes us up to 57.82. Yeah, so 57.82 is going to be your level. If they can get through 57.82, we can start to talk about the bulls pushing back higher. Until then, the pressure is going to be with the bears into the downside. Again, filling the gap is not an uncommon thing. It's right about here. And that's also the bullish trend line. So if they come back down, fill that gap and bounce, that would be pretty normal market behavior. And that's likely to be what happens next if they do fail, as they are sitting on this ledge of support that they bounced off of here. So you got to bounce off of this ledge. So if they fail, they're likely to come down, close the gap, and then bounce the trend line. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link, and it'll take you right over to our website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial. That's because I want you to get in there. I want you to make sure you love it and become part of the trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. You literally have nothing to lose by checking us out. We also have our educational material. If you scroll down a little further on the page, you're going to see our indicators, which you saw in the first part of the video, and also our courses. We have our Trade Waves Academy course, and right now I am giving 50% off of this course if you get the yearly indicator. So if you buy the yearly indicator right now, you're getting 2 months for free on that, and then you get Trade Waves Academy 50% off. In Trade Waves Academy, we go over all of the things that are outside of Elliott Wave to put a complete package together. We go over market psychology, capital management. You can see all the modules here on the screen. Options trading basics, candlestick patterns, how to trade price action, bull and bear traps, how to identify market reversals, fib levels and why they're important, how to identify key support and resistance, and trade setups and proper risk reward. All of this comes inside of Trade Waves Academy. On top of that, you get our Elliott Wave for Beginners course included in this price, and you get the Advanced Elliott Wave for free included in this price. So for $497, you get all of those modules I just said, plus the Beginners course, plus Advanced Elliott Wave. It's an incredible deal, and you can get it for half off right now if you get the yearly indicator. Now, as I did mention, we do have our advanced and our beginners Elliott Wave courses. In our advanced course, we're going through a lot of the things we're seeing on the charts right now. A lot of those things are the advanced fib levels, the diagonals, double and triple threes, flats, triangles, trading Elliott Wave, which right there, that is worth the price of admission. People don't understand that there's two paths and how do you trade them if there's up and down. It's because you trade setups, and there are very good setups in Elliott Wave Theory. You have to know how to spot them and trade them, and we talk about that here so that you can understand how to do this course. Now, I understand if this is too advanced. You can see, though, that our traders love it. But if you need to get started at the beginning, we have our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course. And this course is really helping traders understand a complex market in a way that makes sense. It's extremely confusing when good news makes the market go down, bad news makes the market go up. It stops at random places. You don't know what's going on. That's because the news cycles were garbage. Elliott knew this long ago. He knew that key levels mattered. It's not random, and it's you're able to find these key levels, and this is what gives you a huge advantage over the rest of the market. In this course, you get 25 videos where we go through your introduction. We have to introduce you to Elliott Wave Theory. We have to get your mindset right and give you the KISS method, how this works and why it works. It's very scientific based. People think it's just, oh, you just make a wave up. No, very scientific based. It's outstanding. Chart setup and tools. We go through all of your chart setups, every tool you need to use with Elliott Wave, how to use it and why we use it, and then the Elliott Wave for Beginners area where we go through each of the waves, how to find the key levels, how to understand impulsive and corrective waves, how to know where to get these measurements, the corrective depth theory, the theory of alternation, the pivot, everything you need to make sense of an irrational market. Now, the really cool thing about both of these courses is there's several ways to get them cheap or for free. You can get them both at a $37 discount with our Elliott Wave course bundle. You can get them for free in our Trade Waves Academy course. If you buy that, they are included in that course. Or if you just want to get them at a low monthly cost, you simply get one of our monthly rooms, as the Elliott Wave courses are included in this price. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, we give you all of your real-time market updates, all of your buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions are answered. The midday video that you watch in these calls, that's live for everybody in these rooms. And then you get the beginners and the advanced course included in this price. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing and day trade. So we do trade quite often in my room. Now, if you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, income trading, and advanced trading, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as the individual stocks, the futures trading, his income trading method that just kills it, and his reduced risk binary method that gets you in at a cheap price, get you huge multiples on your money, and it's how he structures that trade that's so unique. That's why you get a 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with your next market update.